This past 4th of July weekend, we took a drive out to Colorado Springs, Colorado to take in the 78th running of the annual Pikes Peak Race to the Clouds.
But before heading over to the race, we took in some other sights around Colorado Springs in our Suzuki Grand Vitara.
The U.S. Air Force Academy offers some close-up looks at fighter planes and bombers, exhibits on Air Force history, and a self-guided tour of the grounds, along with spectacular views of the surrounding mountains.
We also checked out the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame that displays all sorts of memorabilia of the history of the sport and its stars, including equipment, costumes, and even artwork.
Colorado Springs is also the home of the U.S. Olympic Committee and the Training Center for Olympic Athletes.
More than 15,000 Olympic athletes attend training here each year, and you can get a free tour of the facilities that include the gymnasium, swimming pool, and shooting areas.
Not far away, we even found the secret training area for a famous Millionaire TV show. John and I are registered for next term.
But the real reason we're here in Colorado Springs was, of course, the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. We decided to drive up to the top of the peak to check out the course and the views from up there.
And when we got up to the 14,110-foot peak, we found two more Suzuki Grand Vitaras. It seems that the folks from American Suzuki Motors were there to support their factory entry in the race.
They were nice enough to invite us out to their shop to see the last-minute preparations on their Suzuki Esteem that would be challenging the hill.
We quickly found out that this was no ordinary Esteem. It was a full-on race car that contained two engines and had a total of 789 horsepower.
And to drive this monster of a car, Suzuki introduced us to Monster Tajima, a three-time winner of the Pikes Peak event. And our own Bill Maloney interviewed him for his racing show.
With a friendly smile and an easygoing manner, Monster didn't live up to his scary name though.
Actually, we're kind of glad of that.
That's true. We weren't quite sure what to expect.
As race time got closer and the crowds began to gather, we were invited to Suzuki's hospitality tent, where we had an opportunity to talk with Mr. Rick Suzuki about the race and Suzuki's effort in it. And once again, our Grand Vitara seemed right at home as it found more siblings to mingle with.
The Pikes Peak Hill Climb course is 12.42 miles long, has an elevation increase of 4,708 feet, and contains 156 turns.
Naturally, the vehicles that race here are very specially prepared for the event, but it's surprising just how wide a variety of racers you'll find. In fact, there's a museum on the way up to the hill that'll give you a closer look at the history of the race and the competitors that have raced here before.
All types of cars, trucks, and motorcycles seem to find their way to the peak. They come from all around the world, and sometimes even farther, to participate in this historic race.
As things got underway, we saw all descriptions of vehicles, some privately entered and others with factory team support, head up the hill in search of glory.
When Monster Tajima pulled up to the starting line, it was clear that he had plenty of fans to cheer him on.
Unfortunately, Monster's quest for a fourth win at Pikes Peak was not going to happen today, as he slid off on one of the corners on the way up to the finish line.
The eventual winner was a GMC Envoy that was equipped with the new inline six-cylinder engine that will power the next generation of General Motors compact trucks.
We had a great time at Pikes Peak, and we want to thank the folks at Suzuki for their hospitality.
There's a lot more in the Colorado Springs area to see and do that we just didn't have time for.
Well, we plan to get out that way again soon, so that we can bring you a look at some of the historic mining areas and other places of interest in the surrounding mountains. Needless to say, Mike and I like the Colorado Springs area very much.